الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله.
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله.
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله.
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله.
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله. وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. نويت سنة الاعتكاف. قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نزير في mention in Hadith Mubarak that the person who sends durood or salawat and salutations upon me 1,000 times daily will not die until he sees his place in Jannah. صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة وسلاما عليك يا سيدي يا حبيبي يا رسول الله. صلاة وسلاما عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. All praise are due to Allah Azza wa Jalla, the cherisher, the sustainer, the maker, the provider, and the protector of the entire creation. His blessings, salawat and salutations be upon the noblest of creation, the Habib of Allah and our Habib, Nabi Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah grant us the opportunity of witnessing many days of Jum'ahs so that we can continue to enhance ourselves in terms of thawab and reward. But again, from this auspicious occasion of Jum'ah, may Allah grant all of us the goodness of dunya and akhirat. Ameen thumma ameen. Indeed, we are very lucky and fortunate that Allah has blessed us with this beautiful occasion of Yawmul Jum'ah. May Allah accept it from us. Ameen, ameen. Honorable, respected elders, the best day in which the sun has risen is the day of Jum'ah. We take all days of the week and try to see which day is the best of all days of the week. You will come to a conclusion that that day which the sun has risen, which is regarded the best of all days of the week, is indeed none other than the day of Jum'ah. And there are many reasons as to why this beautiful day of Jum'ah is so important, is so significant in the lives of believers and in the lives of Muslims. From amongst the significances that have been mentioned in many ahadith and mubarakah of our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is that on this beautiful day, Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam was created. On this beautiful day of Jumu'ah, Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam was allowed to enter into Jannah. On this beautiful occasion of Jumu'ah, Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam descended from Jannah to the earth. On this beautiful occasion of Jumu'ah, the tawbah and repentance of Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam was accepted by Allah Azza wa Jalla. It is also been mentioned that the day of Qiyamah will take place on the day of Jumu'ah. Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says something very, very important that I need to take as a lesson for me, and I would humbly request one and all to beautifully take this as a lesson to themselves and convey this message to even those that could not make it for Salatul Jumu'ah today. Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that Every creature, every creation of Allah Azza wa Jal cries every morning of Jumu'ah and every night of Jumu'ah, fearing the day of Qiyamah. Every day of Jumu'ah, when the sun rises and when the sun sets, every day of Jumu'ah, Allah Azza wa Jal's creatures, or Allah Azza wa Jal's creation, they all are crying so loud in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Jumu'ah, fearing the day of Qiyamah. However, there are two types of creation of Allah Azza wa Jal that do not give the day of Jumu'ah its due significance and its due importance. Think about this. All the malaika of Allah Azza wa Jal, all the animals that have been created by Allah Azza wa Jal, each and every creation of Allah Azza wa Jal cries so bitterly in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Jumu'ah, fearing the day of Qiyamah. But these two types of creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, they do not give the day of Jumu'ah its due recognition and its due importance. And my dear Shankar Islam brothers, for your information, these two types of creation of Allah is human beings and the jinn kind. They do not give the day of Jumu'ah its due importance. And the signs of human being not giving the day of Jumu'ah its due importance is prevalent and is available everywhere, my dear respected Islamic. That today we have taken the day of Jumu'ah just like any other ordinary day. No importance at all. Now, to some of us, the day of Jumu'ah comes and then goes without us even being aware that today was the day of Jumu'ah. But we are Muslims. And one other type of sickness is that the Ummah have developed today is the dealing in businesses once the azan of Jumu'ah has been heard. It comes in Bahar al-Shariat that once the azan of Jumu'ah has been sounded, has been heard, it becomes fard and compulsory to stop each and every type of business. Once the azan of Jumu'ah is been heard, you have only one thing to do, and that is to start preparing yourself towards going to the houses of Allah. And any business which is done or any deal which is closed or done once the azan of Jumu'ah has been heard, that deal becomes totally haram and totally against the Sharia. And so much so that even when we are proceeding towards the houses of Allah Azza wa Jalla, the masajids, we are not allowed to engage ourselves in any type of dealing, in any type of business. If we close any deal, whether it is via a phone call or whether it is via a direct contact with another person, once the azan of Jumu'ah is being made, or even whilst we are proceeding towards the house of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Jumu'ah, that particular deal is regarded as a haram deal in the sight of Allah and in the sight of His Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it becomes crystal clear that once the azan of Jumu'ah is been sounded, once the azan of Jumu'ah is been heard, no business needs to continue. If you have customers at your business, you need to tell them that, sorry my customers, I need to close, I need to start making my preparations towards the house of Allah, because any type of deal that I will do, once the azan is being heard, I will not get any blessing. In fact, that particular deal is regarded as unlawful according to my religion. And they will understand how serious you take your religion, that on one one side you have customers that are giving you very, very good deals and very, very good business is coming into your account, very, very good money is coming. But you're saying all these dollars and rands and what have you, they can wait one side. Allah and His Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is our first priority.
Subhanallah.
This is the concept that we need to develop, my dear respected Islam brothers. And this is the concept that those who came before us heard when it comes to the beautiful occasion of Juma. Hazrat Sayyidina Imam Muhammad bin Muhammad al-Ghazali rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi says that some of the first innovations that people will get themselves into is the fact that they will not take the Salatul Jummah as important as they supposed to do. Then he says, in the first century, people used to start going towards the houses of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Jummah immediately after the Salatul Fajr. After Fajr Salah, they would start making their ways towards the houses of Allah Azza wa Jal, and they would return back to their home and back to their houses after this Salatul Fajr. My dear respected Islam brothers, I think we have a lot to learn from this, my dear respected Islam brothers. That even the angels of Allah Azza wa Jal, the malaika of Allah Azza wa Jal, they stand at every door of every masjid with their registers. And they register all the names of people who come in the houses of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Jummah. And they record them. They record all these names. And Allahu Akbar, when the khutbah starts, all these angels of Allah Azza wa Jal, look at the importance they give to this beautiful day. That they leave and they close their registers, and then they come, they sit in the masajid to listen to the khutbah that is being sung by the Imam. Allahu Akbar Kabira. How fortunate are we, my dear respected Islamic brothers, that Allah Azza wa Jal has given us this beautiful day of Jummah. A very beautiful hadith of Mubarakah comes that Allah Azza wa Jal will not have any Muslim, that Allah Azza wa Jal will not leave any Muslim on a Friday without making his maghfirah. No Muslim whatsoever will stay out of the forgiveness of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Friday. And it has also been reported by Hazrat Sayyidina Abu Ya'la that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that there are 24 hours in a day and night on a Friday. There are 24 hours in a day and night on a Friday. He says that there is no hour on a Friday in which Allah Azza wa Jal does not free 600,000 people from the fire of Jahannam, upon whom the hellfire had become compulsory. 600,000 people are forgiven at every hour of Jummah, my dear respected Islamic brothers. May Allah Ta'ala include us in this number. May Allah include our family members in this number. And may Allah Ta'ala make it such that we can start giving the day of Jummah its due respect and its due recognition. Amin from Amin. Honorable respected elders and brothers in Islam, what about a person who dies on the day of Jummah? May Allah Ta'ala, before we can even listen to the virtues of dying on the day of Jummah, may Allah Ta'ala make it such that if He has written our deaths, may that be inshallah on the day of Jummah. What did our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam say? Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has beautifully says that any Muslim who dies on the day of Jummah or on the night of Jummah, Allah Azza wa Jal will protect him from the calamities of the qabr. Allah. From the calamities of the qabr. A person who dies on the day of Jummah, from the lips of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we learn and we understand that he will not be worried about the calamities of the qabr, because they will be taken away from him by Allah Azza wa Jalla. Also a very beautiful hadith Mubarakah comes. Hazrat Abu Nu'aym reported from Hazrat Jabir that our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that one who dies on a Friday or a Friday night will be saved from the punishment of the grave. And on the day of Qiyamah, he will come forth in a manner whereby the seal of Shuhada will appear on him. He will be resurrected on the day of Qiyamah with the seal of Shuhada. He will be resurrected on the day of Qiyamah after having gotten the status and the reward of those who gave their lives in the path of Allah Azza wa Jalla. My dear respected Islamic brothers, really, this beautiful hadith Mubarakah should motivate us that when it comes to the day of Jummah, we must be aware from the morning and evening of this beautiful day of Jummah that we should recite more salawat and more durood upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, especially on this beautiful occasion of Jummah. Alas, only if we can give this beautiful day of Jummah its due importance. My dear respected Islamic brothers, a very wonderful, blessed hadith Mubarakah also comes. And this hadith Mubarakah is reported in Tirmidhi Sharif. Hazrat Yazid bin Abi Maryam says that I was on my way to Jummah. On the day of Jummah, I prepared myself and I was on the way to perform the Salatul Jummah. And I met Abaya bin Rafa bin Rafi on the way. And then he said to me, seeing me in this condition, that I am rushing towards the houses of Allah Azza wa Jalla. I am going to the masjid for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla to perform this Salatul Jummah. He said to me, that glad tidings to you that you are going towards the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla on this occasion of Jummah. And be very, very, very happy. Why? Because you are taking steps towards goodness. Then he says, I had Abu Abbas saying that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, one whose feet becomes dusty in the way of Allah Azza wa Jalla, one whose feet becomes dusty because he is on his way for Salatul Jummah, one whose shoes become dusty because he has taken it upon himself to fulfill this obligatory on the day of Jummah to go and perform Jummah. Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the fire of Jahannam is haram upon that particular person. My dear respected Islamic brothers, all of us have prepared so much to come and fulfill this obligatory in the form of Jummah, to gain the pleasure of Allah, to gain the pleasure of our Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May this be glad tidings to ourselves as well, that preparation that we have done to come and perform this Salatul Jummah, may Allah Azza wa Jal make the fire of Jahannam haram on us. Amin thumma amin. Another beautiful hadith Mubarakah comes. My dear respected Islamic brothers, this hadith Mubarakah, it is one of those beautiful hadith Mubarakah that many a times people often do not talk about it. This beautiful hadith Mubarakah, due to fear of Allah, it will instill the love of Salatul Jummah, and it will instill in our hearts the importance of Salatul Jummah. Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that a person who leaves 3 Jummahs consecutively without any Shari'i valid reason, in other words, out of laziness, that particular person is amongst the hypocrites. Living 3 Jumas consecutively. No Sharia valid reason whatsoever. Out of laziness, a person just decides, I will not go for Juma. 3 Jumas consecutively. That particular person becomes, or is written from among those who are hypocrites. And according to one statement that comes under Hazrat Imam Shafi, rahmatullah ta'ala alayhi, it also comes that وَمَنْ تَرَكَ الْجُمَعَةِ وَمَنْ تَرَكَ ثَلَاثَ جُمَعٍ مِنْ غَيْرِ ضُرُورَةٍ كُتِبَ مُنَافِقًا فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ يُمْحَى وَلَا يُبَدَّلُ. The person who leaves 3 consecutive Jumas without any Shari'i valid reason, without any Shari'i valid excuse, that particular person is been recorded as a munafiq, as a hypocrite in a book, in a kitab, la yumha, which will not be erased, wala yubaddal, no shall it ever be changed. This is the importance of Juma, my dear respected Islam brothers, that we really need to take into consideration. Because who benefit from Salatul Juma? All of us benefit from Salatul Juma. My dear respected Islam brothers, may Allah Ta'ala make us from amongst those who can take the day of Juma serious, my dear respected Islam brothers. I don't think that particular time is correct. If I can get the correct time, inshallah. So therefore, my dear respected Islam brothers, may Allah Ta'ala make us such that inshallah when we come in the houses of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Juma, may we engage ourselves in the recitation of Durood upon Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May we engage ourselves in the recitation of the Holy Quran, other than having to talk to one another, because that will decrease our thawab and reward in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah make it such that each and every benefit of Juma, we become part and parcel of its recipient. Amin bijay Nabi Amin sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, just one announcement that needs to be made very, very quickly is that inshallah, this coming Monday, the Diyatul Sharif program inshallah will be held in our masjid inshallah after the Salatul Maghrib. So the function will only be between Maghrib and Isha. Inshallah, after Salatul Isha, inshallah, the supper will be provided. And then also one more important announcement that needs to be made, that inshallah, it is a humble request to all Islamic brothers to please, from the bottom of your hearts, make a very khususi and special dua for Ustad al-Ulama Hazrat Allama Mufti Abdul, who is currently very, very ill, who is currently very, very sick. May Allah grant him Shifai Kamila, and may Allah make it such that from the bottom of our hearts and our individual efforts as well, may He make it such that we can remember him in our duas. Inshallah, may Allah bless him and grant him speedy recovery. Ameen. And also, as we inshallah try to motivate the Islamic brothers towards the humble donation and contribution towards the running of the masjid, Allah Ta'ala grant us success in this dunya as well as akhir. May He grant us barakah in our businesses, May He grant us barakah in our wealth, May He grant us barakah in our homes, in our houses. Amin bijay Nabi Amin sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.